Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to another William Johnson video. He's a tongue twister for me sometimes. What was I saying? It's a tongue twister for me sometimes to say his name. But anyway, this is, she cut off her husband's wiener. I might have to change the title in my title, but yeah, she cut off her husband's wiener. I don't know. I don't think I know about the story, or maybe I have heard it. Maybe this was a story on Oprah a long time ago. I don't even know. But yeah, I need to hear more details. But maybe I have heard the story before and she was trying to protect herself. I don't know. But let's get into this video, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
Did you forget about this woman in the 90s who got so mad at her husband she waited till he was asleep and then she cut off his wiener? Now,
okay,
Lorena.
I'm not sure anymore if I know the
She's
story.
going to college in Virginia, and one day in 1988, she meets this dude, John Wayne. And John Wayne's 22, and he's a Marine, and they hit it off.
John Wayne, isn't that a actor's name? Let me turn it down a little bit. Okay, real picture.
And everything is going great.
Did he cheat on her?
They get married, and this is actually a picture of them on their wedding day. And look at them. I mean, they seem to be really happy. Until... Here's the thing.
Dang. Only 30 seconds in, and he already got his until.
About his marriage, though. It actually ends up not going too well. John Wayne gets discharged from the Marines, and then he has trouble finding steady work, so Lorena has to become the provider, and this stresses them out. And they end up fighting all the time. Plus, John Wayne likes to drink.
Oh,
like
got that beer.
And that's not really a good combination. And about a month into their marriage, boom, he starts being abusive.
Oh, it's interrupted by Ned.
Her and he punches her sometimes. It's awful. And so
okay, so he's abusive now. I guess she cut it off to save herself.
Their fights start to get really bad, to the point where they call police on each other. Then, to make it worse,
why not get a divorce?
Getting pregnant, and he doesn't think she would make a good mother, so he allegedly pressures her to get an abortion. And she does, and then she resents him over it. So basically, he's really abusive, and their relationship is toxic as hell. And all this goes on for several years, until she's around 24 and he's around 26. And it's at this point that they've both hit their limit, and they've had enough of each other. And she's trying to get a protective order against him while he is asking her for a divorce. So this marriage is basically
why not just divorce?
It's way out. And that is when shit gets really crazy. Because one night, it's 1993, and John Wayne, he's been out all night drinking at the bar, and bro is absolutely wasted. While Lorena, she's at home in the bedroom asleep. And so John Wayne comes home from the bar,
he drives,
and suddenly, boom,
drunk,
busts into the room. And this scares Lorena, but he doesn't care, because that is when he pins her down, and he allegedly essays her. And then afterwards, when
I think I have heard this story. I think she was on Oprah. I think I saw this story on Oprah or something, an interview. I feel like this is not the first time I heard about this.
He's done, he passes out in the bed. While poor Lorena, she's just disgusted and she's sick to her stomach, and so she leaves the room and she goes downstairs.
Dang.
She doesn't want to be around him.
It's a crazy story.
She goes into the kitchen to get some water, and that is when she sees it, a large kitchen knife. So she starts thinking, fuck this guy. She is not going to be a victim anymore. She's about to get her revenge. So she grabs the knife and she heads back upstairs to the bedroom. And John Wayne, he's still asleep, passed out, drunk as hell, no idea what's about to happen.
But also, yeah, he's crazy for what he did, but I think she's kind of crazy too for doing this to him, because I don't know, like, just being the person that does it and seeing it happen. Like, I can't watch some movies if it's too violent. So just the act of doing this and seeing it in real life, in person, that's crazy. Like, I can cut a piece of chicken, I can cut some beef, but cutting a ding-a-ling, nope, not on my... No. I cannot do that.
She pulls his willy up and
just thinking, just thinking about it.
She cuts it right.
Oh my gosh.
And so she's standing there holding it, and John Wayne wakes up like, what the f? But like
He's not
still
screaming?
so drunk that he doesn't even realize
Oh.
what happened and that his junk is missing. So he just lays there all confused like, whoa, what's going on? While Lorena, she's like, oh shit, and boom, she runs away with the schlong still in her hand.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she runs out of the apartment and she jumps in her car and skirt, she flees.
She still has
Minutes
it?
later, she's speeding along the road, trying to calm down, and she realizes that
Oh my
she
gosh.
can't steer her car
These pictures.
properly because she still has John Wayne's stupid wiener in her hand. So she rolls down the window
throws it out the
and
window.
she throws it out of the car as
I
hard.
think like I said, I think this was on Oprah. Actually, what is this? Is this the carrot that they blurred, or did the AI something? But yeah, I think the police came, they found it, and they sewed it back on. I think if he mentions that, then yes, I saw this story on Oprah.
Hard as she can, and it flies through the air and it lands in a nearby field. Minutes after that, she arrives at her boss's house. Her boss is like also her friend.
But
So
he didn't
Lorena
bleed
gets
to
there,
death, right?
She goes inside and she's upset and she's freaking out. And boss is like,
Doesn't she have blood
"What
on
did
her?"
John Wayne do to you this time?" And Lorena's like, "No, I cut off his pee-pee." And boss is like, we should probably call the police. And so boss calls the police and she tells them what happened.
Is this
And
what she
police
looks
are
like?
Okay, well, just tell us where we can find it and we'll go look for it. And so around 4 a.m. in the morning, there's a gang of police officers out in this
Yeah,
field
and they
combing
sew it
through the
on, like
grass,
he
looking around
recovers,
for a
right?
rogue wiener. And then around 4:30, finally they find it lying on the ground. Apparently one of the officers accidentally stepped on it. Like, oops, oh hey, there it is. Here's the thing though, they don't know what to put it in, like what kind of container. Like they've never done this before. So they go to a nearby 7-Eleven and they end up putting it in,
Cup of
and
ice?
I'm not making this up, a hot dog box. One that looks like this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, John Wayne, he had a friend drive him to the hospital. And there, he waits for the police to show up with his wiener so that doctors can reattach.
Like, how do they
Which he
sanitize?
ends up going into surgery, and they do. They reattach
Okay,
it,
I saw
and
this story on
apparently
Oprah.
It works fine. Regardless, bam, they arrest Lorena. And I don't have a mugshot of her, but here she is in real life. And so, all of this is happening in the 90s.
Wait, but did she press charges for what he did?
And this story blows the fuck up because it's a crazy story and it's in like every newspaper headline. Late night talk show hosts are all making
Her
jokes
name
about
sounds
it in
familiar.
monologues.
Something
Saturday
Bobbitt,
Night
what was it?
Live is making fun of it. But here's where the story gets
something Bobbitt.
interesting. There are actually
What's her name?
two crimes in this scenario. One is John Wayne essaying Lorena,
Yeah.
and two is Lorena cutting off his glizzy with
He didn't get in
a knife.
trouble?
And each of these crimes
I don't remember.
has a separate trial. And John Wayne's trial goes first, and he's being charged with SA. And his trial is wild, because they're like holding up pictures of his wiener for the jury and everyone to see. It's absolutely insane. Now, keep in mind that all of this is happening during a time when the common sentiment...
Okay, so his trial was first, even though he committed the crime. He committed a crime first, but I guess his trial was first because it was reported first. But they're using evidence against her to make her look crazy. So nothing happens to her, or nothing happens to him because of what he did.
It was that if a husband essays his wife, it doesn't really count as SA.
Oh,
because
yeah, I saw this on Oprah. And yes, it does, because even though you're married and you don't consent, it still counts as SA. I think it's Oprah episode. Look it up.
she's his wife. Yeah, I know, it's terrible. And at the end of it all, it seems like the jury agrees with at least some of that because he gets found not guilty. Then Lorena goes to her trial, and she's being accused of malicious wounding. And she gets on the stand and she describes the
Okay,
abuse she
Lorena
had gone
Bobbitt,
through,
sounds familiar.
And lucky for her, she's also found not guilty
Okay,
by
good.
reason of temporary insanity. So neither of them see any real prison time for this. But then, after the trials, John Wayne apparently decides that he kind of likes the spotlight. So he just keeps going, taking every opportunity he can. He allegedly starts a band called Severed Parts that apparently doesn't go anywhere because I couldn't find much about it. Then he goes on to star
Wait,
in
what
an
did his
adult film.
other
'Cause I
shirt
couldn't
say?
find much about it.
Oh,
Then
never
he
mind.
goes on to star in an adult film called John Wayne Bobbitt uncut. And yes, you're looking at an actual scene from that movie. Then he goes on the Howard Stern show, where they apparently raise money for him to get penis enlargement surgery. And they actually do it. They raise the money, and he legitimately ends up getting the enlargement surgery. Then he and his new wiener stars in another adult film, and it's called, and I wish I were making this up, Frankenpenis.
Oh my gosh.
Then, around this time, he
What year
gets
is this?
convicted of battery for hitting his new fiance, and he's
Okay, so are they gonna reopen the trial? New evidence, hello?
spends a few weeks in jail. A few years after that, he appears on WWE Monday Night Raw for some reason. And then a year later, bam, he gets arrested again, this time for battery charges against his new wife. And sometime after that, he has to get his penis enlargement surgery reversed. I guess there were some complications, or it looked weird or something. And so he has surgery to get it back to his normal
Dang,
size.
so many
Bro did a lot. While
ding-a-ling
Lorena, on the
surgeries.
other hand, she kept more of a low profile, and later on, she actually goes on to found her own organization to help victims of domestic violence. And this is her talking about it on TV. She's
That's her
blonde
now. What talk show was that?
organization to help victims of
Is that Drew Barrymore? Can't really tell because it's kind of cut off. But oh yeah, I see the yellow cup. So this is pretty recent because Drew Barrymore had her show for not that long, and but it must not be that recent because Drew Barrymore's show, they have a couch and she basically sits on the person's lap because she loves to sit really close to them. But yeah, that's crazy. And I wonder if the jurors that found him not guilty, I wonder if they're like, dang, I guess he is guilty because like he's doing all these battery after all that stuff happened. But yeah, like he cannot stay out of jail. He's just a crazy person. Like, I wonder what he's up to now. Is he still in prison? I don't know. He's crazy. And this wouldn't have happened if he wasn't crazy in the first place. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI V. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.